Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kal Hala Yahweh, War Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rukal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. I'm going to make this video on disproving. I'm going to call this video "Disproving the Hell Doctrine." You know, for any of you Israelites that still believe in hell, or rather that hell doctrine, or rather you're still being fooled by that hell doctrine that you hear from your pastor, I'm going to enlighten you with the scriptures. So, because don't get me wrong, hell is real, but it's not what you think it is. Hell is a state of mind, a state of being, and hell is where we're living in hell right now. Okay, there is no place where you go burn forever, like the churches preach. You will burn forever, and Satan's down there with a pitchfork poking you, you know, forever. That's actually Greek mythology. You know, when you go into Zeus and Hades, yeah, that's where the idea developed, and then further on throughout the years got, you know, changed and tampered with a little bit to fit, you know, society means at the time. But the actual truth, according to the scriptures, according to the Bible, hell is a state of mind, and hell is a state of being. So it is right now we're going through hell, man. Being Israel, we are, you Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians, are at the bottom of all nations in this society. You know, we're the poorest. We're dealing with drugs is rampant within our nations. Homosexuality is rampant within our nations. We fill up the jailhouses. Okay, you know, we consist of the fatherless homes. Okay, fatherless children. You know, so, and I can go on and on and on, but basically the curses that were put on us from Deuteronomy 28 is our hell that we're going through right now in this society. Okay, so I'm going to disprove that hell is a place, you know, like the churches say, where you go burn forever, and where the Lord sends you to if you're not good. Okay, so I must read Job chapter 3 verse 13, and I'm going to read to 19. So it says, "For now should I have lain still and been quiet." So this is Job speaking, and Job, you know, if you don't know, Job was suicidal. You know, he was going through it. He went through a lot of hell. You know what Job went through is hell, okay? Losing all your riches, you know, all your belongings, and then losing all your children dying before you, then becoming so sick that you couldn't even sit down to rest. You had boils all over your body, and on top of all of that, your woman betraying you and telling you to curse the Most High and just die already. So what he went through would be a good example of hell, okay? And so anyways, he was suicidal, and this is what he says. "So for now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept. Then had I been at rest." So he's talking about being dead. "With kings and counselors of the earth, which build desolate places for themselves. Or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver." So he's talking about dying, and as he dies, he talks about resting, and he would be in a place where all the previous kings before him are now that have died, and so on and so on, right? So he's naming all these people. So listen to who he puts in that group as to who he should have been laying in rest with. So who basically dead. So it says, "Or princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver, or as an hidden untimely birth I had not been, so a miscarriage, as infants which never saw light. There, so this place, so I'll read that. Let me slack it. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. So right here, this verse should already set off a light bulb in your head, and you should think, well, Job was talking about dying, and he's saying once he dies, he would go to a place where he would be at rest with all types of people. Okay, children who were miscarriage, who didn't see, children who were miscarriage, previous kings who have died in their rulership, princes who had multiple riches. Okay, so this place is a place of rest. And also wicked people, he says. Wicked. There the wicked lay to rest. That makes no sense according to the doctrine, the hell doctrine that these churches are preaching. Because Job, being a righteous man, why would he talk about going to a place after death where the wicked reside? That makes no sense, because according to that hell doctrine, don't the wicked go to hell? If you're wicked, you go to hell, a place that's under the earth that has everlasting fire, and Satan's there with a pitchfork poking you. So if that's the case, why is Job talking about going there and being at rest? That makes no sense. Unless every soul goes to the same place, which is a spiritual realm, and then you get judged by the Most High, and then your spirit comes back after 4 to 5 generations. Your spirit comes back in a new body in this world, and you live out your judgment on this planet. Because you got to ask yourself, something I used to ask myself before I came into truth was, if everybody's innocent, why are some babies born deaf and born blind? Right? And you might say, I've heard this before, well, sometimes the Lord puts the parents of the kids in hard circumstances to test their faith. Okay, that might be true, but that still doesn't explain why the baby, being innocent, has to experience that, because that's still off. Unless that baby is not innocent, the spirit that's within that child is not innocent. That would make more sense. All right, so I'll read that again. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voices of oppressors. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. So all types of people are there, right? So that's one example to that debunks that hell doctrine. Another one is, give me a second here. I think that's Ecclesiastes. Or Ecclesiasticus, I'll find out. Come on. Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushua, who gave it. So that further solidifies what I said earlier about how when you die, no matter if you're wicked or righteous, both spirits, both spirits go up to whether you're wicked or righteous, both spirits go up to the heavens, and the body of those spirits go back to the earth, to the dust. Okay, that's why, you know what, it's funny, because people unconsciously put this on every gravestone, whether the person was wicked or good, is rest in peace, R.I.P. Right? But that makes no sense, because if the person was wicked, they're not technically, according to Christianity, these churches' doctrine, the hell doctrine, they're not going to be resting in peace. They're going to be resting in everlasting torment. But it's almost like as if we subconsciously know that every soul goes back up to heaven and gets judged from the Most High and then comes back down to live out the judgment on earth. Okay, so let me continue. So it says, read that one more time. So it says, Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. Okay, now I'm going to jump to the 3rd chapter and the 16th verse. And this is going to really tie everything together. So Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 15, I'll start. It says, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and Yahweh requireth that which is past, which gives rise to think about reincarnation. Because if the Most High requires things of the past, that would include, wicked things of the past. Because these Edomites like to say that when it comes to slavery, that, that was our foreparents, that wasn't us, that was a couple hundred years ago, blah, 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 water under the bridge. But the Most High himself says he requires the things of the past. So if you do something, if you do something that's wicked in the past, well, guess what? The children of those foreparents, of those parents, of the forefathers, are going to actually have to serve the judgment of what those parents have done, of what their foreparents have done, the forefathers have done. And actually, to prove that, I'm going to get, I think it's Deuteronomy 20. No, Exodus. To prove that point, Exodus 20:4. Yeah. I'll start, Exodus 20:4. It says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in the heavens above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting, here's the point, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, upon the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. So if these so-called white people say, if these Edomites say that, that was our forefathers that did that, wasn't us, they still are going to have to deal with the consequences of their forefathers' actions. The Lord said it right here. Right? So going back to Ecclesiastes, okay, verse 16 now. Ecclesiastes 3:15, 3:16, it says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Listen, the place that was under the sun was talking about the earth. A place of judgment where wickedness was there, and a place of right, like it says, and moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. That's the earth. And that further proves that judgment, when you die, we already read that when you die, that your spirit goes back up to the Most High. And when your spirit goes back up to the Most High, it gets judged. And then you play out your judgment after 3 to 4 generations. You play out your judgment on earth. Because earth is the place of judgment, like I just read now. It only makes sense. Now, I'm going to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. And this is going to make sense because it's going to prove reincarnation. So every spirit is just being recycled. That's why people, you have famous quotes like, nothing's new under the sun, or history repeats itself. The reason why history repeats itself, or that nothing's new under the sun, is because it's the same spirits coming back doing the same thing, just with a different flavor, because we're in a different time and a different age of the earth. Okay? So, let's go Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see this, it is new? It have been already of old time, which was before. And that's true. An example of that, let's use cars. Okay? Back then we had horses and carriages. Right? Now we have cars, mechanical vehicles that drive around on roads, right? But we still measure the strength of a vehicle by the term of horsepower, because it's still the same idea, just presented in a different flavor according to this time and age. Like if we still had horses and carriages now, it wouldn't be as efficient, or whatever. It would be a little weird if you see someone walking down the street or driving down the street with a horse and carriage. Like, how would you register that, right? But now, we have vehicles that you need registration on, you need to put gas in, you need to check the tires, all that kind of stuff. It's still the same idea of transportation, just with different flavor in a different age, like I've said. Verse 11. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of the things that are to come with those that shall come after. And that's true. And that's why the Most High took our remembrance when we get reincarnated back after 3 to 4 generations. The Most High took our remembrance away, because if we still remember, if you just imagine everybody here, should we just talk about the slave trade alone? Okay, the slave trade was a horrible time for us, Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, so-called. If we had remembrance of all those times, this place would be this world would be in chaos. Okay, because we would be killing and getting revenge upon our oppressors that oppressed us hundreds of years ago. Right? So everything would be out of order. Hence why the Most High took our remembrance away for now. But when Yahushua comes, then our remembrance are going to be given back to us. And then we're going to really know the truth and know what the truth is. And just like the scripture says, then they shall know that a prophet was among them. Right? So anyways, with that, pretty sure I made my point. I can read tons of scriptures going on disproving hell, but I feel like I've made my point. So with that, I'm going to close. I'm going to say Kal Halal Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rukal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the else of great millstone, and salutations to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, 2/3 of Israel, and Esau as well. Shalom.